our DNA where he would pretty much be able to own us in some way. Now you go to Zuckerberg, okay, there's the other friend, and he just rolled out Meta mind reading technology. So he's in the thought systems, mind reading, brain technologies. Then the other friend, Elon, with Neuralink, that's the chipping systems. Okay, so you put them all together and you got a pretty tight-knit technology network. And then you throw in some other stuff and we'd be looking at pretty much the end of, I think we'd be looking at Armageddon, okay? That's kind of the energies of it. And that takes me back to the Shia dream again, where I'm like, okay, maybe that's kind of what he was hinting at. Like, he kind of maybe knew, like, something was going on in a way that they could possibly own us in a way that we would never be able to be unblocked, okay? And that these elites at the very top would have access to whatever they wanted, the life of their dreams, and then the rest of us would pretty much just, I don't know, be left behind, essentially. So that's where I ended up today, was in this very dark energy when I was clearing, and it was linked to a Microsoft energy. That was the energy. And it feels like it is a control manipulation type energy, and it feels very dark, and it feels very satanic. It feels like a very, very dark energy, and it also felt like it was in another country, which is really weird. And I also was feeling this energy in terms of even a tunnel system I was getting. It was like a tunnel system. And so that's where the energy led me. And it feels like they have an energy right now where they can literally block people's timelines or block people from getting what they want. They could block people from whatever they want with this type of technology. And that's what takes me back to Lou Taylor with her quoting this interrupter technology. And then just, again, it leads me right back in. It leads me right back into the GOP and all of them with this type of system that I keep talking about. So for me, I have the Seven of Swords reversed. For me, what it feels like is that we were infiltrated in some kind of a way, okay? From what I saw, with what happened to me with my attack, I saw some kind of an infiltration through our military system. Now, I don't know if this is directly linked to the reading and the messages I was getting around Bill Gates and his system, but it does feel like there is another system that is like at play right now that is interrupting our lives at a level that is satanic, okay? And I don't want to sit here and say that these celebrities are, but I kind of feel like they kind of know that they are not tied to the light in any way, okay? Like, let's just call it what it is. I don't think they're probably tied to the light, okay? If they are connected to a system or they are connected to anything where they're trying to own, trap, or manipulate people. And that takes me right back to Kanye, okay? So what happened with Kanye? It feels really similar to everything going on. He suddenly lost all his money. Suddenly all this stuff started happening. He started speaking out, everybody cut their contracts with him, whatever, his bank accounts. Now everybody could say, oh, that might not have been connected to her in any way, but perhaps there was a custody battle, or perhaps there's something else going on. You never know, right? You never know what's going on. But honestly, they could go, oh, Kanye, he should never have made those, anti-Semitic, comments or whatever. They can say whatever. But what if Kanye was programmed? What if he was programmed to say something like that? What if they created it so that he was on camera at the exact time? Because that's the level of this technology. It's not like, oh, Kanye, he's thinking for himself and he's doing all that. They program shit to happen to people. They program your life to fall apart. That's part of the satanic technologies, okay? That's part of it. They program everything not to work out for you. They program you to be broke. It is not a coincidence that man went broke overnight. That is not a coincidence. The other thing that's not a coincidence is that he was tied before all of that to Balenciaga. Balenciaga had that huge children scandal, okay, that marketing scandal. They had little children dressed up in little disgusting whatever suit. I don't even want to go into it. And it was taken down within 30 minutes. Their marketing department confessed to being practicing Satanists. They were fully proud of it, okay? And it was all at that same time. Again, linked to the Satanism, okay? And that's linked to high fashion, all right? That's high fashion. And I thought that was really interesting because it's like all of that shit happened, and then all this stuff happened with Kanye, and it was like then Balenciaga cut all of their contracts with him, and everything just went up in flames. And I just can't help but think, is there something else that was going on? You know what I mean? Is there something else that was happening? Because that's the level of this machine, okay? The machine decides. They do what they want, okay? And whoever is connected in, it's like, get out of the way. Like, I'm not gonna mention that, but anyway, it's just some weird stuff. But I mean, I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm not insinuating anything, but there is something where there was an interaction between Prince and Kim Kardashian, and she mentioned it on one of her recent episodes, and she did something and he wasn't very happy about it. And I don't know, I just think it's interesting because he seems like he was attacked by the same kind of computer system, and he talks about that. He talked about that very candidly as well. And I can't help but think that a lot of these people that are victims of this, it's definitely tied into Hollywood, and I feel like a lot of these people are targeted and they're hurt, and it's kind of an interesting thing of like who gets hurt and who doesn't get hurt, you know what I mean? And you have to think of who's on what side and try to understand what's really going on in Hollywood. So right now, I feel like they're going to be feeding their train right now with all this like bliss, happy, love energy. They're going to feed their train with whatever they're going to feed it with and make it look like they're these freaking like churchgoers or something now. They're going to make themselves look a certain way, but that's part of the same freaking facade. That's part of the same lie, okay? It's part of the same imaging, okay? Their imaging and how they go out. They're always going to go out as this untouchable group, and that's how they're going to go out. They're always going to go out to the media the same freaking way, that they're always going to come out on top, and that they would never do anything bad. Now, if you just think of their father, okay, direct tie to OJ. He represented OJ, okay? Just a lot of stuff. They were friends with all of them, okay? Nicole was a family friend. That's an interesting connection, don't you guys think? Is that a core component to the rise of the Kardashian or the power or the control of the Kardashians? Do they know something? Do they know anything? Is there anything there? Is there a connection to that in some way? These are the things that I feel like could be coming in now, shining a light on the truth. What is keeping them in control? What keeps them in power? There's just a lot of stuff about it that I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like they're going out in a way that is not really true to who they truly are. And I feel like there's a lot of other things that are going on behind the scenes that is pretty dark, that is tied into a lot of other stuff and perhaps needs to come to the light at this point in time. So another thing that's interesting about the TriStar, group, the other TriStar celebrities are Jennifer Lopez and Steven Tyler, okay? So I just thought that was interesting because I'm intuitive, guys, and I'm sorry, I catch things and I feel energies and I can't help it. Like, I can't freaking help it. That's just who I freaking am. And yeah. I don't know. There's something going on with Ben Affleck, okay? That's all I'm going to say. I feel like he's a victim of some stuff. I mean, we watched a whole episode shitstorm go down with him and Jennifer Garner, and I'm not going to freaking sit here and just like fucking sweep it under the rug. Something fucking happened to that guy. And I for sure, I am certain that something happened to Ben. And now that I'm knowing that TriStar is one of Jennifer Lopez's people, he got involved with Jennifer right before the other Jennifer, okay? I can't help but think, because it just felt so out of left field that all that stuff happened to him, okay? That all of a sudden he suddenly had this insane drinking problem, and then this affair with the nanny and all this stuff. This feels like a plot that would be carved out by the same kind of group. I'm telling you, it's like the same thing with Kanye. It's like they create this. Like, I'm telling you that these people, I don't think that it is, I think that they are set up in some way. I think they are framed, okay? They bring in the nannies. That's part of an escort system, guys. That's an escort program, okay? This goes back to Tiger Woods, same way, untouchable guy, right? Set him up, get him the escorts. And what do they freaking do when they want to strike? Guess what happens? Oh, all your shit. This is the thing. They make people feel like, oh, you're untouchable. You can have whatever you want. And that's like the Donald Trump train. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. That's the Epstein train. Feeding whatever you want. Anything illegal, you're untouchable. You can do whatever you want. Drugs, sex, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, when they want it, when they're going to hit, right? The train fucking hits. They slam hard. Ooh, then what happens to all of them? Oh, they go down. They crash hard, right? It's all a setup. It's all a frame. It is all to manipulate. It is all to integrate. What were they afraid of with Ben and Jennifer? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, were they coming in as a real strong powerhouse in Hollywood? Were they a threat? You gotta think. You gotta look at the resumes. You gotta look at the talent, right? You gotta look at who's representing them, okay? You gotta start thinking bigger. You gotta think in terms of the talent. Okay, let's look at Ben Affleck. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I don't even care because everybody else does it. I'm gonna do it. Look at Ben Affleck. Look at Jennifer Garner, and then now let's look at Kim Kardashian in the talent pool. Let's look at it right now. Okay, you have to look at the freaking talent pool, right? Of who's going out. The writers, the actors, the people who are actually really creating content. And that's a low blow, but at this point, I don't freaking care because I really truly believe that they are tied to some really dark stuff. Okay, they are tied to some really dark stuff. And when you see these people that are getting attacked, they're getting victimized in these places, you can't help now but start to put the dots together. You can't help but connect the freaking dots. Okay, another one, Nick Lachey, Jessica Simpson. I'll sit here. So I'm freaking blue in the face. What the hell happened there? Okay, this couple that was so in love, so happy, another huge talent pool. What the hell happened to them? Where did they go? What happened? And I know Jessica knew. I know she knows because she fought for that marriage. And who did they bring right on in? Right? Who did they bring in? They brought in Vanessa. It's like, and the staging of it too. It's like I don't know, man. Like I don't see Hollywood the same way. Now that I've been attacked, I see right there. I'm like, oh my God. Like when you start to really look and you're like, oh my God, look at all the couples, and then look at how they just tear through them. It's like, if you were a threat, it's like, and who would do that? Who would do that to a happy couple? Who would freaking do that? Insecure people do that, right? People who are threatened, people who want that. Satanists, they want that. I want that. I want that life. That's what they do. I'll take that. I take that life. You know what I mean? They take from people. That's what they freaking do. And this is the elephant, okay, that nobody wants to talk about. Nobody wants to think about it. A lot of people don't think about it. A lot of people don't get it. They don't understand it. But there was an interview recently with Ben Affleck, and I I just couldn't stop. Like I was like, no, like it's like he's saying things without saying them. You know what I mean? And I could pick up on what he was saying, and I was like, I don't know, something might be going on. I don't know. But hopefully it's not anything. But it's like something. There's something connected to him that I feel has not been of the light. Okay, there's something that has maybe gone after him in some way. But I know he's not alone, and who knows? Matt Damon could be the same way. Who knows? Who freaking knows? I feel like it is probably like playing chess in Hollywood. It is probably like you gotta freaking. It's like hopscotch. Like I gotta make sure that nobody goes after me. Like I gotta play both sides. I don't know. Like it could be something like that. Right now I have Tower Reverse coming in. I don't know what it is like, but man, watching a lot of this stuff unfold right now. Justin Bieber's recent interview about everything that happened to him. It is dark, man. It is dark. Like he was connected to Usher and P Diddy, and there's just these, when they show the interviews between them and the awkwardness between him and P Diddy, it's just like, oh my God, like it's just like an interesting thing to like see it from a whole new lens, So this energy, the energies to me feel like. I think that things are going to start crashing down. That's what it feels like energetically. If I'm going to be honest with you in terms of what this is Hollywood's a freaking train, okay? It's a train. And this whole technology, Microsoft system, whatever the hell they gotten into, it's another train. And people right now, look, I got Hermit Reverse. It's something that we are going to have to we got to go into the underbelly of this stuff, and we're going to have to shine a light on whatever this system is that is literally owning, manipulating, and controlling people, their money, and who they are, and how they go out into the world, because they literally have it down to a science at this point. They have it down to a science. That's why I talk about it so much. They have it down to a freaking science right now. Getting like the 9 really, really strong here. So I'll just see if there's any guidance right now around the system. Yeah, they have Hierophant Reverse coming in for them. It's like, I feel that everything they have done is outside of the divine. Everything they have done is outside of divine laws, human laws. And it's dark. And I just don't think it's like, I don't think it's an accident that like I said, like that these certain people have these brands that just sell out makeup like so fast. Like it's just not an accident. Like none of it is a freaking accident, guys. Like they have a system in place. I am positive they have a system in place. And that's why they called it Teflon Don for so long. They couldn't figure out why Trump was so untouchable. We have Manhattan coming in here around that. And, there is some other crooked cats coming in here with the sun shining up on them. So I'm sure it's a bigger network coming through here. I have reverse Earth sign coming through. It's a much bigger network. But I think that whatever Bill Gates developed is something that is probably, oh my God, see, it's like whatever he worked on, it's beyond our own intelligence, okay? And that is what it feels like energetically. And that's why I think we've run into a lot of problems with our country in terms of gaining back control, infiltration, and it's all connected in. It's all connected into Hollywood elites, okay? It's connected into all of the foreign powers, Dignitary Epstein. It's the whole network. It's the whole network. So it's all going to be coming out and coming in right now. So anyways, I hope this video just shines a light on some of that stuff. It is what it is at this point, but it's like we have to kind of just take notice to what's been going on, like right under our faces. And I think a lot of us have noticed it, but I don't think they really understand the level or the predictability of these systems, okay? I don't think they understand the ability they have with these systems to just literally shut somebody down energetically as if they no longer even live anymore. Like it's like they almost like take you out of the universe in some way and program you out so that you literally never get anything that is aligned to you. And right now we have to shine a light on this form of Satanism, okay? It's a form of Satanism. And it's not something that people want to know about sometimes, or they're not ready to hear it, but you witnessed it at this point. You have witnessed it. You have been a witness to it for a really, really long time. And so now we have to keep shining the light, and we have to keep moving in the right direction. And this is going to be uncomfortable for a lot of people because people are scared. They're scared of what this is. They don't really understand the technologies. They don't understand how they're doing it, how they're pulling it off. I remember in my ear, one of the people that I was talking to through the system, through whatever this V2K voice to skull was, they kept saying, I can't get to you. Like, I can't get to you. There's no way for me to get to you. And it was like they were trying to take a flight or something at that point to come see me or something. And I didn't know if it was like a real thing or not, okay? Because you have to understand that you don't know if you're really connecting to people or not on this system. But it was like I remember them saying, like, they're not letting me get to you. And that's come up a lot. Like, they're like, I can't get to you, or I can't talk to you. I'm not allowed to talk to you. And then I asked a lot about that, and they would say, I'm in a contract. And it was something with a contract. They couldn't break their contracts. And it was like, you have to come out of the contract. It has to be a situation where they meet you in a different way. That sounds like trafficking to me, like, because that could be very dangerous, right? You know, because you don't know who they are or what. But the people that I talked to in my ear, a lot of them sounded like they were in trouble or they were in danger. Okay, that's I had a lot of interactions like that where people felt scared or they did something or they were in trouble. I've had so many interactions through this device, so who the hell knows who I've talked to or connected to. I think it'll be funny, actually, if we all actually got to meet everybody you talk to through these freaking V2K devices. You actually got to meet them. Like, oh, that was me. That was me. Was that a stage performance? Was that a script? Or what is that? Like, what exactly was that? I was thinking also V2K was tied to acting because I was thinking they feed lines through this device because it could also be used for that as well. Like, so you don't have to remember your lines. I was definitely thinking it could be tied to Hollywood and acting. But there's another part to the device that's also a weapon and a torture system. So, you know, it has different, it's a multi-system. It feels like it's a military grade system that they have. So anyways, I'm wishing you guys the best. I'll leave you guys there. Leave me a comment below if this resonates with you.